When I say the words, you probably think of zombies, but when I hear Resident Evil, I think of Spanish people. Fun fact, the enemies in this game actually speak Spanish. Can you believe they created a whole new language for a video game? I'm just joking. I love you Spanish people. I love Goku. Resident Evil 4 mastered the art of brilliant atmosphere and design, and how they did it was insane. The developers went outside and touched grass. Literally. They flew out to Spain, took real scans of old architecture, and pretty much remade that in the game's assets, which explains why this game has such a unique and timeless look to it. But who cares if the environment looks good if the enemies are bland and ugly? I mean, whether they're ugly is up to you, but I don't know what part of Spain Capcom went to because Spanish people don't really look like that. Every different area of the game has a different variant of ganado, and ganado is just this game's version of zombies. Kind of. In the village, you got the villager ganado, who are wearing some old farmer outfits and have pitchforks, and this one guy got a bag on his head. Why do I hear a chainsaw in the background? Huh? And in the castle, which is the next area of the game, you got these cool looking cultists who got some tattoos, massive scythes, and black and occasionally red robes, and they just kind of remind me of Palpatine. Also a cool natural progression of the game because first you have the village section, then the castle section. And a natural progression of the enemy difficulty is how some of the enemies in this section will wear protected headgear with these cool skull masks, which pretty much stops you from instantly headshotting them and kicking them away, which is a neat way to make the game harder while you, the player, actually get better at the game. And you may be thinking, wow, I wonder how they can make the enemies harder in the next section. And the answer is America. They give the ganados guns, and now they're wearing protected military gear, which again is a natural progression of the game's difficulty because the last section of the game where you encounter these ganados, the island, is the hardest part of the game. Another integral part of this game's amazing enemy design is how they've coded and choreographed the ganados' movements and attack patterns. If you're just aiming at them from a distance, they'll try to bob and weave to dodge your attack. Buddy, I'd like to see you dodge this RPG. And when they're about to pounce on you, they give you just enough time to react, but a lot of the times you'll get caught off guard just by the sheer number of them. Gambling. We all love it. Amazing segue to the next section, I know. And this game integrates gambling with the RNG, as every time you shoot a ganado's head off, they can either fall backwards or in front of you. So it can either help you build up your combo in mercenaries mode, or destroy it, which makes combat even more fun, because you never know what you're gonna do next. Will you kick him in the head, or will he just move out the way? This is especially more important in the game's mercenaries mode, but if you want me to discuss that, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to let me know. But another aspect of this game's RNG is whether or not the ganado will spawn a weird mutation from the plagas, straight out of their head. I think they took the saying of use your head a little too literally. And lastly, there isn't just one plain enemy type in this game with ganados. There's a whole list of unique and varied enemy types that demand different playstyles and equipment. For example, regenerators require you to use a scoped weapon with a special infrared sight that you'd only know to use if you read the in-game notes. I wouldn't read the notes because I can't read. And if you don't shoot them in their specific weak spots, they'll just keep coming back. There's also these bug enemies that fly around and, you know, special hint here, you just gotta shoot them. But it's pretty cool because they fly. 10 out of 10. Also they keep grabbing you, but that's what they do. There's dogs, but there's dogs in every Resident Evil game. But these dogs can mutate. But I saved the best enemy for last. Oven Man.